Welcome, I am called the Mystic Man. It's not so much a name, but a title given to me from God. Now many people believe in God today. Even I was once an agnostic. I didn't disbelieve, but at the same time, I really didn't believe either. But that was all to change one day. I prayed to God at the age of 16 when my dad died. I was devastated and needed guidance. I thought afterwards, God must have been asleep that day. But my life did change, but not in the way I expected. Years later, I prayed again to God because I was on my deathbed. The lifestyle I'd chosen to live had caused my life to tumble down and come to an end. So I prayed to God one last time. This time, I believe God heard me, and I immediately broke down. But then my days were to begin at 6 o'clock and finish at midnight each day for 6 months. God got me to face all my fears. At the same time, God began teaching me about life, about God, and how I should face life differently. I was to learn to face all my fears. At the end of 6 months, God took a step back. At first, I was perplexed why God had done this. But then I started to think, well, now I had learned that God exists. I'm going to find God. I'm going to learn more about God. And began to meditate. I learned many different styles. But each style, I felt there was something wrong, something missing. So I took the best techniques that I felt comfortable with and created my own style. But this time with my focus on God. And my meditations changed. I did this for 9 years. And felt God teaching me about life, about God and God's world. In so doing, I even got to learn about myself in many different ways. At the end of a 9-year period of meditation, I had another spiritual experience that lasted 13 months. This time, God was to take me through many levels of consciousness, 40 plane worlds of God consciousness. Each state of consciousness got me closer to God. But now God was teaching me God's divine plan, the Holy Grail of life. It was as if I was completing a jigsaw, and each was a piece of the puzzle. At the end of 13 months, I had completed the puzzle. I had an awareness of what life was all about, who God is. I had a personal connection with God now. I not only could hear God, I can see God. I was then asked if I would want to stay with God or go back into the world and share what I had learned with others. To those who are willing to listen, I chose the latter. And when I came back into the world, it was different for me. But before I came back, God gave me the title Mystic Man. I'd achieved the status of a mystic. And because I was to return into the world, I was still known as Mystic Man. So I started to share with others what I had learned. Completing the 40 levels of God consciousness had led me to create a meditation style from my personal experience called God Conscious Meditation, to which God is the director of God Conscious Meditation. And I started to share with what I had learned with those who were willing to listen and learn what I had learned. There were two major prophecies created, one over 25,000 years ago and one 500 years ago. They completed on the 21st of December 2012. It was called the end of the world, a time which Hollywood did a movie of, calling it Armageddon. But when people awoke the next day, they believed nothing had changed, yet it had. The universal law of karma had changed. It wasn't a time of karma which would be completed in a distant future. It was now to become a time of instant karma, to be completed in the present. People are now having to learn to live instant karma. The world globally is now learning from instant karma. Their actions are causing global events, personal events, and events that may even happen in their town, their country, their city, all linked to karma. It's because the world must change. The world is not living according to its conscience anymore. And the conscience is God whispering in your ear. I wouldn't do it that way. So the world is having to change. On the 21st of December 2012, I had completed 40 years of learning from God teaching me God's divine plan, and God helping me become a better person. The next day, I was to learn from God that now humanity were to learn of a 40-year period for themselves, a similar period to which I had just completed. They would complete this on the 21st of April 2052. The world is now changing. Instant karma is helping change the world. If people are struggling, you can reach out to God to help you get through it. And God will help you, as long as you're willing to help yourself. The world must change. We are living in God's world, not God living in our world. So I know what you're going through, for I have been through a similar period of 40 years. The 40 years represents the 40 different levels of consciousness with God. We are now living in a diamond age, a time of transition before a new golden age, which comes about in 2052. But on the 21st of April 2052 will be a time of God's judgment, what we know as Judgment Day. I'm putting out posts every day on my Facebook page. I'm now beginning videos. They aren't live. Each is on a topic to help humanity in the time that they must change. I'm here for you. I've also got a website godconsciousmeditation.com. It tells of my journey. It also shares with you my meditation style, God conscious meditation. It is both my gift to you and God's gift to you to help you get closer to God, to help you through this time of transition, to help you face what you need to face, to become a better person, and for the world to become a better place. I am called the Mystic Man. Thank you for your time. God bless you all.